that was drafted in the first round went to college in the United States. This game is global. This year, look no further than the top of the draft. That has changed. So now what can American-born players do to bridge the gap? Be complete players. In particular, on the offense. Look at a guy like Luka. Can play on the post, turn over both shoulders, shoots in the mid-range, shoots from three, rebounds, passes, scores, is clutch. Be a complete player. I see players that are being drilled to be specialists. And it's okay to be a knockdown shooter. It's okay to have a trademark skill. But my advice is work on your complete game, like cutting off the ball, being effective when you're not the first option on the play, still moving, still being a decoy when you need to, making free throws, keeping your turnovers down, good body language. Scouts, they pay attention to how you comport yourself. In 1994.
All right, yo, y'all check out my Michigan rappers King Sound and G Mac Cash. Just dropped a new hip-hop single. The Butchers is out on all digital platforms. Make sure you tune in and check them out. The Butchers by King Sound and G Mac Cash. Links in the description. Make sure you check it out. YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple, regular YouTube. So make sure you go support these brothers, man. And peace. Hey man, y'all seen the video. Hopefully y'all seen it beforehand with Jalen Rose and talking about what's wrong with American basketball players and what they need to do to take to be the dominant players in the world again. A lot of what's going on by the NBA is by design. They want to take the game international so they can make as much money overall. So how do you sell a product to internationally? You make the international players the stars. Y'all don't even see how much attack America is really up under. People don't, especially people that claim to be liberals, which I won't get into the politics. But people don't even see the play. And look how they attacking, the sports and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, these dudes, they can't hoop no more. And I kind of been talking about this. I did a small video talking about what's wrong with basketball and how people can. I forget what the main part of the video was, but it was also talking about how players can't play without the basketball today. They suck without the basketball, and that's what he said. That's what he said in his video. That these players can't play without the basketball. They're not even full offensive players. They're not complete offensive players. And what Jalen Rose said in the video is they need to focus on being complete offensive players, being 3-level scorers, all of that stuff. And that's one thing. That's one thing you don't see them doing is they're not complete players. They don't cut. They don't slash. They don't properly shift to create space. They don't do a lot of those things, And it's unfortunate because it's hurting the game. It's hurting them. They ain't had an MVP since 2017. I assume that was Steph Curry to be exact. So yeah, I mean, they don't catch and shoot no more off the ball screens. They don't do pin downs where they coming downhill and they get the ball and they able to attack. The NBA is so ball dominant. They're so ball dominant. Like when they don't have the ball in their hands, they suck. Even when you watch Luka and Kyrie, it's your turn, it's my turn. There's no fluidity there. And a lot of it got to do with the coaching from the lower level up to the upper level. And like Jalen said in the video, he said a lot of these guys are trained to be just specialists, trained to be a dribbler, trained to be a shooter, trained to be a spot-up shooter. They're not working on a complete game. And if you notice, every summer they come back, they get no better. No, Rudy Gobert, I know he an American. That dude ain't got no better in years. Offensively, he can't do nothing. So yeah, he's exactly right. A lot of these guys, they're not even 50% complete players. You take the ball out of LeBron's hand, he can't do shit for real. He become less effective, very less. Not even effective at all for the most part. But that's LeBron. He's great. So you want the ball to be in his hands. Kevin Durant is like one of the last superstars, him, Steph Curry, who can play without the basketball. They can move without it. They can play on the ball. They can play off the ball. They can catch and shoot. They can get it off the dribble. You know what I'm saying? They can attack the rim if they need to off the dribble or without the basketball. These guys today, everybody need the ball to be effective. You know, he made a great example of Luka. Luka can, you know, dribble. He can pass. He can post. He can mid-range shoot it. He can finish at the rim. He can, you know, he can shoot it from the three-pointer. You know what I'm saying? He's a complete offensive player. But then when you start talking about other players, they're not. If I take the ball out of their hands, they become pedestrian. Why are you breaking? New York? He got another plate and he driving like he from New York. So yeah, you know, we need better all-around players. A lot of these dudes don't even, a lot of these guys don't even know how to space properly. They don't even know how to space properly, rotate properly, move without the basketball. They stand at the three-point line. Guess what? If you slash, easy bucket, offensive rebound. That's the biggest problem in the NBA, is that they're creating a bunch of individual, one-track minded players. That's the huge problem. Oh, I ain't shit without the basketball. Like they don't even run motions anymore. You used to see a lot of Princeton style offense at the top of that key. They ain't coming off screens like Reggie no more. You know what I'm saying? You don't even see guys coming off screen catching and shooting. You don't see them dudes coming off pin downs and getting the ball and going. You don't see that no more. And it's sad. A lot of it got to do with the coaching. A lot of it got to do with the coaching. So everybody can just, oh, I only can score with the ball in my hand. This dude, they done missed 20 straight threes. Coach ain't called one play to get Jason Tatum going, going downhill to get a bucket without the basketball. It's either, go one-on-one. He ain't designing nothing to make the game easier for the players. It's all one-on-one. It ain't like, okay, let's get Jason moving off this pin down so we can get him an easy bucket and look at the rim. I mean, you don't even see them isolate the side out no more. When they got a smaller defender and say, well, go post up and put that smaller defender on your hip, Tatum. You 6'10", this motherfucker 6'5". Go get a buck. They don't even do that no more. Just keep shooting threes until we start making them. I'm telling you, dude, the NBA is trash. It really is. Just keep chucking them up until you make them. They barely even got good inbound plays now. And anybody that's watched the NBA in the past, in the 90s and the 80s, the 70s, the early 2000s, you can see what the problem is. You take the ball out of these guys' hands, they become useless. And then you see they can't even play together. Because if I'm calling motion, most of these guys can't catch a shoot. They only can shoot when they got the ball in their hand. So you got to teach these guys a whole different set of skills. Because they don't possess them. Some of them. You got centers walking around outside of Joel and Jokic who can't even fucking post up. Can't do a drop step. You know, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. So you're right. A lot of these dudes are ball dominant, limited offense. This is called offense. Limited offensive players. They're limited. They're limited. So, you know, so that's why the game is played the way it is. You know, but it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts. Check out the Patreon. Appreciate the love and support.